Hey, Heathen. So, have you ever wondered what happens when you take a Beetle and you slam it together with a Jeep? Well, we're gonna find out. So, some of you guys have seen already, and we've kind of teased a little bit about it. But here we go. It's finally happening. It's finally time. Without further ado, I'll show you guys right now. We got our project Jawbreaker. Now, Jawbreaker is a 68 bug. Before you see, yeah, everything here, it's all messed up. But that's okay, because what we're gonna do with it is take this old 68 right here, and we're gonna make a four-wheel drive Baja out of it. Now, like we said before, there are plenty of 4x4 bugs out there, and I'm not talking about that cheesy way that you just take a Beetle body and you slam it on a razor to make a street legal four-wheel drive. Those are crap. I'm sorry, ain't nobody can change my mind. Razors are junk. They're underbuilt, cheesy, mass-produced, and they just break. I find them all the time for sale, busted. And I got buddies that have them and constantly breaking. Every time they go out, they break them. So, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, they're junk. Don't waste your money on that. You know, I mean, there's plenty of great Toyotas out there, plenty of great Jeeps, Chevys, everything. Fords if you're adventurous. But that, yeah, we ain't doing that. And then on the other hand, we have the Extreme. Now, that there is the Rockstar sponsored rock buggy. And don't get me wrong, the thing is cool, like really cool. And it's great, but for the average Joe, like myself, like you, our pockets ain't that deep. We can't afford that. And we don't have sponsors. Everybody here is just making it happen, live on it, you know, at a time. Every weekend, little by little, building it, going and having fun, breaking it, rebuilding it, that kind of stuff. That's what we are. Not everybody can drop 100 grand into a bug, you know, and have a crazy four-wheel drive. So, but with us, we ain't doing that. We're gonna build something rat rod-ish, cheap, like just all out crazy, something that you could build in your driveway. That's it. So without further ado, let me show you guys what we got going on. So obviously you guys see we got the bug. This bug we spent $200 on. Spent some more money, about 65 bucks. Bought all three back windows, bought the doors, and yeah, we kind of scored on that when traveling out crazy in the desert, and found these. But yeah, they're not they ain't the best, but they have the cranks, full doors, locks, everything, and they fit. So next thing we got on the list, got a fuel cell. Picked that thing up for 40 bucks. So if you figure right now, what are we at? $240. Not bad. And then of course, from somebody's problem, we got the old wheels. So I go ahead and run some WJ wheels for now, just because, and those would be basically free. And yes, before you guys say anything, these are mock-ups. Yeah, they're not the best, but for 6 tires I paid 40 bucks from 2 different people. Can't complain. So I mean, great for mock-up. And just like the beast, we're gonna run 37s. Why? Because we can. And eventually, hey, maybe even 40s or 42s. But let me show you the other part that we got to this. Now, sitting all behind me here, this is our donor. This is where we're gonna get our axles and everything from. So right here, yes, it's pieces, but got axles, right? Steering, brakes, everything. And yeah, it's stripped down, but you know what, doesn't matter. Gives parts for beauty over here, some extras, which is nice. We'll finish that up. Our V8 swapped XJ. Yeah, she's coming back when we have time, but we'll start getting on this Beetle. So that one back there, that's our 89, and that I got for a trade. So traded 2 bicycles for that thing. So again, almost $0. So I think right now, all in all, we are 240 bucks. into this. You can say, yeah. We have a power plant and everything there. You know, Jeep engine with a Fabrication transmission. So, got, I'd say about 90% of the stuff that we need for this. So let's get to it. And let's get on it. Let's get this thing built. And let's see how cool this thing is going to be. Alrighty guys, so we're back. And still, a couple days later. Well, like a week later. Been busy, as always. So, anyways, went ahead, check out. I went ahead and moved the XJ. Yes, I know it's a skeleton, but this is what we're going to use to build Jawbreaker. So, take a little look at it. It's not the best, I know, whatever, but getting it for a trade with having some axles and stuff, pretty good. So anyways, check it out. So, you see, pretty stripped down, no big deal, you know, and it's kind of what I wanted, you know. Again, not going for something pristine. One, gonna waste time ripping down a lot of stuff that I ain't gonna use, then I gotta get rid of it. Two, that's something that somebody else can do. This one here ain't going back on the road, so at least not in the form that it's in. So anyways, I'll get you guys set up and we're gonna start tearing this thing down. That way we get it on. So we'll be back. I'll go ahead and save these rubbers. Nah, we'll get new ones, but at least go ahead and get in here and save big lives, you know. So, not like they're the best, but you know, little razor blade and WD-40, and well, got ourselves a spare window for the beast, just in case we decide to break it. You never know, and heck, it's free. Essentially, rinse and repeat. Do the same thing. That again, a little bit of cleanup. That is, somebody decided to do like we did in the old days. We as youngsters couldn't afford window tint, so can of 99-cent spray paint works great. Alrighty guys, so we're back. Okay, and I know I said Sunday. Well, I'm still gonna be out today, but a little bit later, not first thing. Sorry, got busy. So any case, back on Jawbreaker. So let me show you guys what I got going on. So obviously it's slow going. Okay, trying to pick up momentum, but yeah, curiosity got the best of me. So check out what I'm doing. Look at my tires and my wheels. Setting everything up. Got one more left right here. First anything? Yeah, Jawbreaker's gonna have 37s. Why? Well, because I got spoiled with the beast, and I don't really think I can run a smaller size tire. Not only that, it's just gonna be cool. So, but anyways, we didn't see. Yes, I know they're a mismatch of hodgepodge, but these are for mock-up. These are so I can set everything up. And to tell you the truth, for 6 tires, and I know you guys say, oh, you know, count, you know, there's 5. Well, yeah, there's 5, because I put one on a spare for the beast. But in any case, I spent 40 bucks. So yeah, they're not the best, but they get the job done. So hence, here we go. But we get these, and in the you know, I always say, I'm saying about this without sounding so cheap, but basically in Heathen fashion, spend as little as possible. Why? Because we got bills just like everybody else. So I decided to go with these wheels. Why? Because these are the Jeep wheels from the WJ, and figured I already had them, so why not use them, right? And before everybody says, well, that's an XJ, right? They don't have the same bolt pattern. Yeah, I know that. So what do? Well, I bought some adapters. And before you come at me and be like, oh no, those are gonna ruin your bearings and no. I'll let you in a little secret. If you know anything about physics, you put wheels on there with less back spacing, pushes your actual track width out, okay? You're still increasing it. You're gonna say no? Well, you're full of shit. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because you're still increasing that from the center where the bearing is, where it rides, okay, to the actual contact patch of the ground. Doesn't really matter where you bolt. It's gonna be so, you know, minute that there's not gonna be a big difference, okay? But the problem is where that tire actually contacts the ground, that's where the force is applied, okay? So you are still increasing that leverage on that wheel. Now, the one thing that it does do, and I will admit it, is it creates another point of failure. Why? Because you have another piece bolted on, okay? But I'll tell you the truth, on the beast, for over 6 years, I've been running wheel spacers on it, and I haven't really seen a difference. Because why? Oh wait, let me think about it. From time to time, I recheck the torque on those things, you know, and I keep an eye on it. So me personally, I've never had a problem with spacers or adapters or anything like that, for a simple fact that, well, I check them. And then I also got in a wreck with my old 99 F350 4-wheel drive, and I had 3-inch spacers on it, and the knuckle broke off the axle before that spacer came off or even came loose. So you do you, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna go ahead and run these, because why? It cost me 80 bucks for those spacers, and well, we're trying to spend as little as possible to see literally how cheaply we can build this. Because why? Well, I'm not rich, and like most of you out there, we don't have $100,000 budgets with deep pockets and sponsors. We're literally, if you guys know anything or have, you know, watched me for any amount of time, we build everything on the side of the garage. You know, I don't even have a garage space to build. Why? Because that's my old lady's, and we kind of agreed. Like, she wants to park a car in there, she's disabled, I'm good with it. So I'm not gonna mess it up with a bunch of junk, especially when, like, you know, I need the room, and you know, I have all this space down here to build stuff. So In any case, you know, we're just out here like everybody else, working in the driveway. You know, don't have deep pockets, don't have any of those sponsors, like I said. So we're working people. That's what makes this channel so beautiful, is just a blue collar dude out here working on stuff, building stuff, and having a good time doing it. And I'm just blessed enough to be able to share it with all you. So in any case, I digress as always. Let me go ahead, let me get the last one on. I'll get these things aired up, and we're gonna go ahead and throw them on. Why? Because I'm a grown child and I want to see how tall this thing is gonna be, because I have plenty of options to lift it taller if I want. I mean, I have 2 different sets of coils right there, plus I have shackles, a shackle relocation kit, and everything for the XJ. Hence why we decided to go with an XJ platform. Not only that, there's tons of availability of aftermarket parts and, you know, secondhand parts, and the junkyard. There's just so many of these things built, and so many people wrecking them. So parts are abundant, and abundance means inexpensive. So anyways, guys, we'll go ahead and get this last one mounted, and we'll be back once we start throwing these things on. So alrighty, guys, see you in a few. And we're back. So got the tires done, and they're on, and as you can see, makes a big difference over the little pie cutters there. Now those, just trailer tires, just something that my buddy let me borrow to go ahead and get the skeleton over here. But you know, it looks pretty good. Hey, I do say so myself. That is a noticeable improvement. So you may be asking yourself why, or maybe you figured it out already. Matt, why are you wasting so much time putting tires on a stripped down XJ? Well, obviously, if you're following this video, you would know that we're gonna go ahead and use this thing back here to build our 4x4 bug, aka Jawbreaker. And how we're gonna do it, we're gonna use this as the frame. I know, people say it's unibody, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. We're gonna stiffen it up. We're not gonna just like cut it and go ahead and throw a body on it and be like, oh, that's it. No, there's gonna be no structural integrity. But there are plenty of them out there where people have rolled them, they've chopped off the tops, they put cages, and they're pretty strong. They're still running them. So the plan is with this one is to go ahead, obviously, get rid of all this, hence why I'm stripping it down, and we're gonna lop off this body, right? The only thing we're gonna leave is part of the floor and the firewall, and of course the front end. We're gonna leave those inner fenders for now until we start building the cage. Then we're gonna go ahead and lop that out. But for now, we're gonna end up taking this whole chassis, cut this thing up, take that Beetle floor that we have on here. So we're gonna go ahead, take the body off, we're gonna trim that floor, we're gonna put the two together. That way, in case I ever roll this thing, I just put another body on it and we're good to go. But we're also gonna build a full cage on this. Everything's gonna be tied in. It's gonna have chassis stiffeners, boat siding, everything the beast has is gonna be put into this with a cage tying it all together. So essentially just building a rock buggy out of it and putting a Beetle body on it. Simplest way to say. But until next week, guys, we'll catch you later.